Hello, everyone. I'm your presenter today, James Cobria, and today's topic will be poisonous plants common to the foothills of American River Canyon. What does poisonous and poisonous plant mean? According to the Merriam-Webster, poisonous means producing toxic substances that cause injury or death when absorbed or ingested. So why would a plant want to produce toxic substances? Why would natural selection select poisonous plants? Well, because it can deter herbivores. It can cause discomfort or even death in some herbivores. It could also serve as a natural insecticide. What are poisons? Poisons created in plants are secondary metabolites because they're essential for their survival, but also limited in their distribution. Secondary metabolite concentrations in plants often varies greatly during a 24-hour period. Secondary metabolites are not equally distributed throughout the plant, but usually concentrated in specific organ, tissues, or cell type at specific stages of development. This is to preserve energy. This is quite expensive to maintain and distribute secondary metabolites throughout the whole plant. Function of poisons. The goal of poison is to accumulate enough toxins in a tissue or organ to disrupt their functions. So when a herbivore eats a poisonous plant and the toxins accumulate in the body, the more toxins in there, the greater the harm. We all know that the dose is a poison. A great example would be cyanide in apple seeds. It would take an average adult up to 100 to several thousands of crushed apple seeds, depending on the apple variety, to be at risk of cyanide poisoning. But under the manchineel tree, a single raindrop that falls off a leaf can cause blistering. A sap from this tree can cause blisters. Eating the deadly fruit can cause death because of the inflammation and blistering in the mouth and lungs. This tree is located in Central America, South Florida, and South America. Poisons have many classifications. Poisons are classified on their chemical toxicity, relationship between organisms, and botanical features. A poisonous plant can be poisonous to eat, poisonous upon contact, or produce photosensitivation, which is when a toxic substance is absorbed through the skin or ingested and the liver cannot break it down, which results in the animal being restless with skin redness and shedding of the skin. A poisonous plant can also produce airborne allergens like pollen, for example. So today I'll be covering Pacific poison oak as an example of a common plant in the foothills of American River Canyon. Scientific name, Toxicodron difficillium. Family name, Anacardiaceae. General characteristics. Pacific poison oak is many-stemmed, deciduous, and a woody vine. Deciduous means shedding leaves annually, like in the fall. This Pacific poison oak can be observed climbing trees with supports from adventurous roots or stem wedged in a groove or crevice. It usually has 3 green leaves, sometimes 5, scalloped tooth or lobe resembling a oak leaf. If we go back to the picture, you can definitely see that this does resemble an oak leaf. Peak flowering occurs in May. The fruits are white drupes, like a plum. It has a fleshy fruit with a thin skin and a central stone containing a seed. Toxic substance. The primary suspect is urushiol and is stored within the plant cell wall in a vacuole. Brushing up against an undamaged plant will not cause a reaction because it's still inside the vacuole, but undamaged plants are quite rare. Usually the stem or the leaves can be broken by the wind, animals, and even tiny holes made by chewing insects. This is a very fragile plant. Breathing the smoke from burning poison oak can cause serious allergic reactions in nasal passages, lungs, and throat. Burning it will not negate the toxicity. Symptoms of urushiol. Upon skin contact, urushiol prompts an allergic reaction. The severity of the allergic reaction depends on your sensitivity. The more sensitive means that the more exposure you had to the urushiol. Urushiol can result in severe itching, and red inflammation, and blistering of the skin. Usually, within 15 minutes of contact, you could wash it off with soap and water and prevent the reaction. But after the antigen is fixed, it can be washed off or transferred to the other side. It typically requires 1 nanogram or a billionth of a gram to cause reaction, and 1/4 ounce to cause a reaction on everyone on the planet of Earth. So it requires very little amount to cause a reaction. Value of poison oak. Importance of wildlife. It is used as a source of fiber for and food for many herbivores. Like example, black-tailed deer, and also horses like to eat poison oak. The fruits are foraged by birds. Cultural importance. Native Americans weaved poison oak stems to make baskets and the sap to cure ringworm, which is a fungal infection. Chumash Indians used poison oak to remove warts, calluses, to cauterize sores, and to stop bleeding. They also drank a decoction, which is a medicinal tea made from Pacific oak roots to treat dysentery, which is diarrhea with mucus and blood. Very unpleasant. The second plant that I'll be covering that is common in the foothills of the American River Canyon will be the heartleaf milkweed, or the purple milkweed. Scientific name, Asclepias cordifolia, family name, Asclepiadaceae. Purple milkweed contains various toxic concentrations, but the main component is cardinalides, which is a terpenoid. General characteristics. The leaves clasp the stem and have elongated heart shape. Purple flower buds are borne on several short stalks that extend some distance from the leaves. If we go back to the picture, we can see that the leaves do clasp the stem and do resemble a heart shape. And above them are stalks with suspended flowers on them, purple flowers. The flowers bloom between May, July, and reports say it gives off a sweet, slight honey fragrant scent. Flowers are followed by a purple teardrop-shaped seed pod containing many flat seeds with silky hairs, which disperse easily in the wind. Ingestion of cardinalides may lead to serious dysarrhythmia, which is irregular beating of the heart, including secondary or third-degree heart block and cardiac arrest, which is a heart attack. While initial symptoms may show up within minutes after ingestion, but dangerous dysarrhythmia can be delayed up to 72 hours after ingestion, so hospital treatment is needed if this is ingested. Its main function is to inhibit sodium-potassium channels, which are used to create gradients between the cells. Importance of purple milkweed. Monarch butterflies lay their caterpillars on specific plants, and this is one of the plants that they lay their eggs on. There have been damage to monarch and milkweed populations due to roadside management practices, intensive agriculture, and excessive use of herbicides. To preserve Western monarch populations, we need to restore the milkweed populations. And ECOS, a Sphere College club, is part of the restoration process. If you email our club, we could send some milkweed seeds over to your house through the mail, and you could plant it in your backyard. Thanks for your time, and hope everyone has a wonderful day.